Is that AB I see?
Hey, buddy.
Another happy hour live, 2 weeks in a row, baby. We got AB for the first time this season. What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. I've been trying to get on one of these, but I don't know. It took a little bit because I worked so goddamn late. So I got on this one.
Is that Big Daddy? We got a first timer over here.
We got a first timer over here. What's up, AB? What are you drinking? Start with you.
Hey, that is, good old
Coors
classic
Light.
Coors Light.
Let's keep it Coors and kick it to Ben. What's going on, Ben?
Not a whole lot. Excited for this happy hour. I missed the last one, and it's been a while. I think last time I was on, I crushed trivia, so I'm excited to get back on here.
Yeah, late replacement because Blake was like, "Oh, I totally forgot. I gotta go get my wife from the metro." It's like, "Oh, all right, Blake." Bobcat, what's going on with you?
You know how you solve that problem. You don't have a wife, so things are good.
Hey,
I'm going with the black vanilla Glen Coco.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Black Flag Brewing. Feeling a little classy tonight, so you go Glen Coco.
You go Glen Coco. I'm just drinking a little bit of Franzia red wine here, a little bit of I think it's
Rouge?
Capsap, but I pre-gamed happy hour by going to happy hour. I went to Triple T's and had 2 pitches of what the hell did I get? I had cervezas. They were delicious. It was a Mexican place. But let's get into this. Let's start talking some hockey. Let's talk the most previous game. That's the Devils game. 4-1 lead for the Caps in the third period, and then it was gone, just like this. So, AB, let's start with you.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of frustrating, right? It was 4-1 lead. It looked like probably the best game of the season, honestly, I thought. And I don't know, they just took their foot off the gas, and it's another 3-goal lead that we let up. What's that, like the fourth?
Against a very bad team. Bad team.
Is that like the 4th one this season? Like that's what it feels like at this point. Like it's ridiculous. Like that's one that we got to clean that shit up. We got to clean that up.
Yeah, Ben.
AB said it perfectly. It literally just seemed like they stopped trying in the third period compared to the second period, which was like maybe their best of the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, it's TJ Oshie in the first, Bobcat power play goal. In the second period, it's literally just Vrana, Sprong, Devils get 1, Dmitry Orlov 4-1, and you're feeling pretty good, especially if you're me who bet the puck line -1.5 for a substantial amount of money, and then there it goes.
Well, dude, I switched to the Flyers game. They came back against Buffalo. The Caps were up. I was like, whatever, this thing's over. I'm gonna go watch this comeback.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game.
I get a GIF text message of a building imploding, and I was like, what the fuck happened? And then my buddy has pissed it down our legs. So I switched back over and caught the tail end of it. But yeah, man, the second period was unreal. Like we got all of a sudden 3 guys that look like they're Norris candidate defensemen. God knows that that's not the case, but you just get a step on their throat at that point, man. You're up, beating the piss out of a bad team, put them out of their misery.
Yeah, I mean, we've got like Dmitry Orlov saying that he's been playing much better, or he was asked about his recent success. He was like, all right, like none of my family's back here from Russia. Like I found an extra step to my game. I mean, we end up getting the win in overtime. It's Jacob Vrana after the Devils have a 3-goal third period. I really wanted to see Samsonov in that game, to be honest. I'm sticking to my whole point of running Vanich. We talked about this on the podcast, AB and Ben. I wanted to see Sammy, and then Sammy and Vanny split the Flyers series here. Maybe I'll ask you that. What do you think of Vanny's performance in that Devils game?
It definitely could have been a better performance from him. Wasn't his best, but I mean, I didn't think he played terrible. I thought we just stopped skating. I thought the Devils just found their legs a little bit. I mean, they're a younger team. They're a lot faster. Jack Hughes kind of took over in some points in this game. I think people are starting to realize like he is only a sophomore. He is only 19. What is he? 18, 19 years old.
19. So, fact check.
Yeah, he's going to be
and
very,
he's looking
very
like
good.
the better pick than Lafreniere.
Yeah, exactly. So,
different draft classes. What's the analysis there?
We have to wait till Lafreniere's a sophomore.
Yeah. I'm sorry, better than Capo Caco, I should say. Sorry.
There you go.
That's what I meant.
The other Rangers.
Rangers have too many like top 3 picks lately because they've been
dog
watered. But
I don't know. It was just. You're right. Sammy has been a stud since he got back. So maybe we should.
I agree. I would have because you see the Devils as a team that you're gonna beat. You should beat. Granted, it was a nightmare of a third period there for us. But just like give Sammy this game because I want to throw Sammy in right now and keep getting the pads under him instead of just like we talked about it on Tuesday's podcast.
What I did want to mention was the Vrana benching.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that? What are we thinking there?
That's insane.
Vrana's been benched a lot the past like 2 years. I think. I feel like even Todd Reardon, the worst coach in National League history, was benching Jacob Vrana.
Pierre Maguire was a coach. Pierre Maguire was a coach at one point.
Sure.
Well, he was benched for a bad line change, right? His whole line was.
Yeah. And he only saw like 2 shifts in the third period. Comes out in the overtime and scores. I mean, right now he's our best goal scorer. I mean, yeah, he's young, so I think benching him does him some good. But like at the same time, it's like.
Well, I'll give you my spin on it. How good did they look in the second period?
Incredible.
When everyone was doing their job, making the correct changes. Like it's going to take a while for them to get everything down. Hockey's a game of a million mistakes, but if it takes benching guys for people to get the system in a shortened season with no training camp, then fucking so be it. Like it's working. The Caps are still playing well. Like I think AB's doing his classic overreaction. The house ain't on fire. There's no fire yet, AB. There's no fire yet. Things are going well. Just take a deep breath and trust.
I mean, I'm not like freaking out.
I know, but I don't. I want to stop it before it gets there. On the last Caps pod, you even called yourself the overreacting Caps fan.
Oh yeah, I 100% am.
Yeah, I just wanted to try and sniff it out early.
Yep. So that was the Devils game, 5-4 win in OT. Let's go back to Sunday because it was Philly. We're playing Philly again tonight. Our guy Dan Silver's hopping on. He's been on the podcast 2 or 3 times before. Incredibly knowledgeable Flyers fan, man. He lives here in DC. So Bobcat, I think you're going to chop it up with him a lot, being a Philly/Caps guy. But that was a 3-1 win. That was a dominant Samsonov performance outside of that first goal. That was kind of really bad. But I mean, we'll take it. I mean, quick thoughts on that one, AB, and then we'll get to some drinking game rules and go from there.
Yeah, great. I mean, he stood on his head the rest of the game. I mean, yeah, it was a softie. What was it? The first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
So had to get his legs under him. And I saw the tweets today. He feels more confident and in better shape than ever right now. So yeah, I love that. And like I said, I think he's posting like a 940 save percentage or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was a 36 save performance on Sunday versus
Philly. So he's posting good numbers right now. Hopefully this is the Sammy that we get come playoff time.
Yep. Ben?
Yeah, I agree. I don't even think that goal that he let up was all that bad. Like Farabee's a pretty good shooter. Kind of faked it like he wasn't going 5-hole, shot at 5-hole on a clean 2-on-1. Like Farabee was naked. He had no coverage at all. So
yeah, 5-hole goals just look bad.
Yeah, they always look bad regardless. Yeah, Bob, let's go to you. Your quick thoughts on that, and then give me your 2 drinking game rules for the night.
Oh man, we got some breaking news here. Siegenthaler 7th D tonight, going 7D, 11 forwards.
Interesting. Who's forward out?
Eller, late scratch.
Eller's out. He has a family matter. He's back in DC.
Okay.
So what was the original question? Billman and I were cutting up on a commercial here.
Give me your drinking game rules. Let's go drinking game rules.
Oh man! So every time we say Mass Mutual, every time Mass Mutual is mentioned, just 1 sip because you got to get lubricated here.
Okay.
And your second?
Second one is if there is a mention of Tom Wilson being suspended, 2 sips. It's a Thursday night. Let's start the weekend early.
There it is. So 2 drinks for that. AB, what are yours?
All right, I got a chug for the OV goal that will inevitably happen tonight. Sorry, Dan Silver.
8 second chug, OV chug, 8 seconds.
Sure, we'll go 8 seconds. Yeah, we'll do a little adjustment on the fly.
8 second chug. There it is. Chug drink. And then what's your second one?
2 drinks for a power play goal.
Love it. Ben, what you got?
Any power play goal. Philly,
from either team.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, this is tough because I just got thrown in here. I'm going to say take a drink every time that Carl Hagelin hits the goalie's logo.
Okay, 1 drink.
Hope you're stocked up.
Right.
Damn, that's a good one.
And,
okay.
Take a chug every time. Geez, you're getting me on the spot here. Every time. I don't know. I need to think about this.
Every time Craig Laughlin alliterates, if there's a form of alliteration,
that's one of mine. One of mine. It's 1 drink every time Locker belts out. I love it, Joe. I just love it, Joe.
No, he
Every time
calls
he
him
gets one
Joe
of those-
B. Joe B.
Yeah, I love it, Joe B. So let's kick it to commercial, and then we're gonna our guy Dan on, and we'll talk some Flyers. There he is, the great and powerful Dan Silver, man.
What's up,
Welcome
boys?
back.
Dan the man.
What's up?
How you doing?
We're doing happy hour, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
I got my-
We're
I
drinking.
got
What are you
my
drinking?
bourbon.
We'll start with that.
I got my Flyers cup.
Yeah, I love it. So Dan on Twitter here is always tweeting out A, the dinner he makes, and B, the old fashions he makes.
Yeah, you know what? I wasn't going to do an old fashioned tonight. I'm just going straight bourbon. And
Ooh.
as a Flyers fan, been having to drink a lot, no matter what, recently. So
I'll join you.
why not
Yeah.
start early? You know?
Yeah. So let me introduce you to our guy Bobcat. He's Bob. Why don't you give me a little background because he's our Capitals/Flyers fan on this. on
Yeah,
our
so
team here.
it's an interesting mix here, Dan. But I grew up in Maryland, but all of my family's basically from Philadelphia, and I'm the runt of the litter at like 6'4". So I got like 5 uncles that are just hulking men. Like, you like Philadelphia? I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And right around the time I started liking hockey, both the Caps and the Flyers mustered up 0 wins in back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. So it's a pretty even draw. So unfortunately, I mean, both teams have done okay in my lifetime, but definitely know what it's like to have my emotions tied to the Philadelphia sports market. Unfortunately,
It's rough. 6'4", very small man we're dealing with here. Definitely the runt of the litter.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm headed up to Philly this weekend, actually. So, I
Beautiful.
head up there a decent amount, see the rents, and hopefully a good game tonight, though, first.
I'll be up
Yeah.
there.
We'll
and,
see.
I'll be up there next weekend too, up in Philly.
Yeah, a little roller tourney for AB.
Yeah.
So let's start with this, Dan. What's going on with Carter Hart this year?
Whew.
I mean, any of the 4 of you could probably stop a puck better than he can. I mean, it's no, he's still really young goaltender. I mean, he's 21, 22 years old. He's just going through some issues. His confidence is low. I mean, you see a lot of these goals that he's given up. He's way back in the net. His confidence is just rock bottom right now. And, we always talk about how difficult it is for a goalie from a mental perspective. I mean, I know that Ilya Samsonov is playing really well right now. I think maybe he was struggling a little bit earlier this year and maybe struggled when he came over. It's so tough for these guys. And even with a guy like Carter Hart, who everyone going into the season is like, all right, Philly's finally got their number 1 goalie. This kid's a stud. I think people still think that, but it's a little concerning. One of the things that's concerning is he's always such a mentally strong guy. And after the game a couple of days ago, he was pulled in the first period. After the game, in the press interviews, he just looked totally demoralized.
well, yeah. And then what he said he's not is he just got to find a way to have fun. Like, he's lost his rhythm. Like, he's open. He didn't cut through any bullshit. But
no, and Elliott's starting tonight. I think he'll get back there, but the problem for the Flyers is how soon is he going to get back there? Because you guys know what it's like this year with the COVID season. These teams are playing like every other day. So
Yeah, this division
he's going to have to figure it out soon.
Elliott's playing well, thank God.
Elliott's very good, but I don't know how long you want to ride him,
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
What is he, 35, 36? You can't have him be
No, he looks like he's that old, but he's actually, it's amazing. Brian
He's got
Elliott
Brett
is,
Connolly syndrome?
he's 35, but he looks like he's 50. So
Yeah, he was I think he was the last draft pick of his class, wasn't he?
Really? I did not know that.
Wow,
That's a good
Mr.
fact.
Irrelevant, huh?
By the
Yeah,
way,
I
I love
believe
the Scott
Stat
Lawton
guy
murder
Bobcat.
stash you're rocking right there.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's year round.
That's year
I love
round
it.
for Bobcat.
He's a sophomore. Carter Hart's a sophomore, right? It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
sophomore
it's the
slump.
second year.
It's a sophomore
Second.
slump. That's all right. Everyone goes through it.
Can't
Yeah,
be
that's
third.
all right.
Year. Can't be.
So I mean, I
It
got
is.
the same way.
He
when
got called
it
up
said-
early.
It's Carter Hart's third season.
Ah,
That's crazy.
okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So
He got
like when
called
Dan
up
said
Hextall
like
was still there.
yeah, it's
Stat
like he's
cat.
like I don't know how long I want to ride Elliott. I mean I felt the same way. It's like how long can we ride Vanacek? Like we said, he was having a great year, but it's like at some point we got to pump the brakes on him. This is a guy that's just coming into the NHL, and so it looks. I mean, goaltending's just kind of been I mean, for both these teams, I mean, Dan, this is a division where I think 5 teams. I think at now we've seen it 20 games in. We can cut it at 5 teams fighting for those 4 spots. I mean, what's been working well for Philly as of late, and what hasn't been going so well for them?
So honestly, there has not been a lot that's been going well. I mean, early in the season they were winning games, but I think a lot of it was really good goaltending and puck luck. The special teams is bottom third of the league. Power plays bottom third. Penalty kills bottom third. There's basically 3 things that are going well for this team right now: James Van Riemsdyk, Sean Couturier, and Joel Farabee. Like those 3 guys are the highlights. Farabee's taken an incredible step forward. Couturier, like, won the Selke last year. He looks the best he's ever looked in his career. And JVR has been unbelievable. Like,
yeah, so he was on the shit list all last year, man.
Yeah, he was. Everyone hated that guy.
I think he's got to deal with Satan this year, JVR, because, like, every time he's in front of the net on the power play, sick deflections, everything's going in for him. So they've got those 3 guys on the same line.
I don't want to be too negative, Dan, but, like, not to cut you off, but Farabee stepping up, playing huge. James Van Riemsdyk with the resurgence of all resurgences. Like, I don't want to just point out negatives, but is Patty like the biggest disappointment right now?
You know, it's hard for me to be too tough on Patrick and Lindblom just because both of those guys are coming off. Like, Patrick missed like a year and a half, and Lindblom obviously had the cancer. The biggest problem with the Flyers right now is the defense. The defense, we lost Matt Niskanen to that unexpected retirement. And
Gus hasn't done anything.
It's just
it's
created a huge hole on the blue line because we don't have anyone to play with Ivan Provorov.
Which is nuts. The Caps fans were ready for Niskanen to be gone. He comes to Philly, has a fantastic year. We're singing his praises, and then all of a sudden just start back to Virginia, Minnesota. I mean, I guess he couldn't deal with another like COVID season in quarantine, but the defense has been a disaster. Like, Phil Myers is the guy that a lot of people were really hoping was going to take a huge step forward this year, and he has not. He's not been that great. He's actually getting benched tonight. Vigneault's trying to send him a message. They signed Eric Gustafsson. He's been a disaster. Like, the Flyers' defense has been really bad to the point where they've got to make a move. They've got to trade for Matthias Ekholm. They've got to trade for David Savard. Like, they've got to make a move soon, or else it's hard to see them making the playoffs. I don't want to dominate this, but is it TK? You think TK's on the move?
Right, I was going to say that too. Is Konechny, he hasn't been great this year, has he?
But you want a guy like that.
He's not a guy who was benched earlier in the season.
He's the rumor name that always keeps popping up. Is TK. Like, why?
I'm not sure that for Ekholm has got 2 years left on his contract. If they trade for him, they're going to have an expansion draft decision because they can only protect 3 of Provorov, Ekholm, Myers, and Sanheim. I'm not sure that they would trade Konechny in a deal for Ekholm, which might be a rental. But my idea, and I don't know if Nashville would do something like that, is I want them to trade for like Philip Forsberg and Ekholm. And in that kind of deal, you'd probably give up a guy like Konechny. But that's my dream. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Philip Forsberg, baby.
It also feels like Nashville is the team to rent from. Like, everyone's talking about, all right, let's get some players from these guys.
Well, and Poyle, he wants to move.
Yeah, they're just so unexpectedly.
I think they named 3 players that they wouldn't even like consider trading, but the rest were on the table. And like one of the players was Pekka Rinne, and the other 2 were just like, there wasn't Flip Forsberg, it wasn't a couple guys you'd expect, and
like Dante Fabro. They probably won't trade Dante Fabro,
Yeah, so Dante Fabro. We got Granlund's rumored, Ekholm's rumored. If somebody sells the farm, they could get Forsberg. But
I would love a Ryan Ellis,
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Is that a Provi Dub jersey behind you, Dan?
Yeah, it's a signed Ivan Provorov, Brandon Wheat-Kings jersey.
That's
no
sick.
shit.
Wow,
So right next to the Lindros.
I'm willing to bet Dan might know this, but Dan might know this. I'm willing to bet Ben's probably the only one else that knows this, but there's a pretty famous Canadian rock band that has a song called Wheat Kings. Ben, you know who that is?
Is it the Tragically Hip?
It's the Hip, baby. It's the Hip.
I know that.
Love it. So, I mean, looking back at this Flyers schedule, I mean, obviously you guys you're coming off a win versus Buffalo in a shootout, but that 3-game series against Pitt was just kind of tough in terms of like, and I feel like you guys weren't playing bad. It was just Pitt scoring goals and succession like this. They were scoring like 3 or 4 goals in like, well, the one game it was like 70 something seconds. The other game it was like a couple minutes span. Is that something you've kind of noticed, or is that just kind of a recent trend where it's just like it's a quick collapse for a couple minutes and then settle back in?
So the first game against the Penguins, the Flyers were, I think it was a scoreless first period. The Flyers scored first in the second period. They were looking good. And then Shane Gostisbehere, who's actually been really good this year. He's been like one of the bright spots for the Flyers. He had one of the worst turnovers of all time. He like made a backwards pass that Kapanen picked off, like the one guy that no one's going to catch on the ice. He came down and scored. It turned the whole momentum of the game. The Penguins won the game. The Flyers, I think, won the second game of the 3-game series, and then the Penguins won the third game. But this team has a huge problem with giving up goals right after they score them, and it just fits in.
We're familiar.
Fits in with the defensive problems that they've been having. So, the Sabres game, like they won, but this was an incredible stat to me. The Sabres going into that game had not scored more than 1 first-period goal all season long, and they scored 3 first-period goals against the Flyers. Like, that's pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
I actually tweeted at the time, it was like 3-1, and I tweeted, like, the Sabres are so bad that the Flyers will probably come back and win this game, but that doesn't change the fact that it's a disgraceful effort.
Yeah.
To have to steal a point from the Sabres.
Great call.
And I'll quick fact check. I was wrong. Brian Elliott was drafted 291 out of a possible 292 in the 03 draft. Best draft.
You're so dumb.
Oh,
Cap and Flyer legend Mike Richards was in that draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 03 draft is the
I was on
best draft
Washington.
of all time. Paul Bissonnette was in there. I don't know if you know that one.
Yep. So, Dan, let me ask you this: as an outsider, kind of looking in, or I guess scouting your opponent. I mean, you do a lot of Flyer stuff, big man. When it comes to Flyers Twitter, what are you seeing from the Caps that you think the Flyers can take advantage of, and what are you seeing from the Caps that kind of worries you, maybe?
Well, I don't know if you guys have to drink if I mention this here, but the Tom Wilson suspension, obviously,
there it is.
That obviously impacted a little because one of the Flyers' problems is they're a really soft team. So I guess they don't have to worry about Wilson running around and then no one standing up for the Flyers guys that he impales on his stick. But, I mean, Ovechkin, kills everyone, but obviously he kills the Flyers.
Not this year. Not this year.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess not this year. But the last Flyers game, he obviously was fantastic. Yeah. He had did he have a hat trick against the Flyers in the last game?
2 goals, 2 assists.
2 goals and 2 goals, 2 assists. Yeah. 2
goals, 2 assists. I feel like the Flyers recently have actually played pretty well against the Caps. I've got a lot of the last few years kind of memories of the Flyers sort of handling the Caps kind of easily.
Last year especially, you dominated us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean tonight might be a high scoring game though because we can't play defense and I don't know. I don't know how your guys' defense has been looking, but it's definitely been an issue. Samsonov's been playing really good recently, right?
He's only had the 1 game since he's been back, but he played really well in it.
Okay.
Yeah, that one Philly game. It's mostly been Vanny or
our defense is starting to step up a little bit. Early it was bad. Now they've kind of learned the system under Laviolette, and they've kind of sharpened up a little bit. Besides the Boston Bruins game, that was brutal, but.
Just from a names perspective, your defenses looks really good with Carlson, Verana, Schultz.
A lot of people Cap Twitter is 50-50, man. A lot of people hate Carlson, a lot of people love him. It's
insane.
People are
honestly insane.
On the fence against Carlson. Yeah,
people hate Carlson.
Yes.
Yeah,
you got some people that do.
Reaction.
Mostly the stats people hate Carlson because they look at
the
stats.
Advanced stats people.
The advanced stats people, yes.
Points people don't hate him.
Blake.
Yeah. But I mean, Schultz has been great. Schultz has been one of our better defensemen. I'm glad we got him from Pittsburgh. So Dan, I'll have you leave us with this. What's your score prediction? What's your final game prediction? And what are your final thoughts on the game here?
So, the Flyers' confidence is really low right now. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Caps might come out on top. Maybe like a 5-3 Caps win is kind of what I'm thinking.
Sick. I've
Let's
got
just go
Elliott
around the
and
table here.
starting in fantasy tonight. They're both in my roster.
I have Elliott in fantasy tonight too.
Love it. Bobcat score prediction?
I'm gonna go 4-2 empty net Flyers. 2 from Young Beezer.
Okay,
It's a
AB.
joke.
I was actually going right with Dan. I was going to 5-3 Caps win.
Okay, Ben.
I think there
was
might be
gonna
an
rock.
empty netter there too.
Yeah, I was gonna rock a 4-2 Caps win.
I feel like today's like a big sewer Matt Billman day after West Virginia blew their game. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume the Flyers are going to win because every time the Caps and West Virginia play on the same day, they both have to lose together and just crush my day. So I'm going to go like a you know what? I'll go the 5-3 Flyers win, to be honest.
Oh wow.
Empty netter right there. But Dan, where can the people find you? Where can they follow you? Where can they see your content? And once again, man, we appreciate you coming on. We'll have to get you on one of the podcasts soon to talk some in-depth Flyers Caps.
Yeah, I'm calling dibs on that one.
My pleasure. I love you guys, man. I'll come on anytime you need.
Yeah.
Folks can find me on Twitter at dsilver88. I'm on a couple different podcasts, Flyers podcasts. At O&B Puck is one of the podcasts, and at Getting Bullied is the other one. And write some articles over at phillyisflyer.com.
There it is. Dan Silver,
Awesome.
DC resident currently, but Flyers fan. He's our favorite Flyers guy. We got to admit it. He's our
Thanks, guys.
Flyers guy. We always
I'll
appreciate you
just go
coming
one.
on.
One Flyers guy.
Fuck you, Bobcat.
No, but Dan is all in on the Flyers. But Dan, once again, man, we appreciate it. We'll have to get you on an episode soon, like in season 1.
Have a good night, guys.
You
All
too,
right,
man.
You too.
All right, guys, good stuff. Dan Silver, I always enjoy talking to him, man.
Yeah,
I know
he's
AB
great.
likes
Flyers fans are
Dan-
notorious scumbags, but not him.
Dan is the best, but that's why I let him stay like 7 minutes over. But you know what time it is?
Banjo?
All right, first, Bobcat, is this a redemption night? Because I saw you take your headphones off to do something.
Do you want me to do it?
Is it a redemption night? Wait, whoa!
Are you shotgunning?
Introduce our fan first here, Bobcat, and then
Hey, this
redeem
is,
yourself.
This is young Gravery, Avery Dickinson. This is my boy. He hooked me up with the Caps Wicked Wrister last week when I was running short on the Aslan.
Yep.
So, Avery, why don't you do a little quick spin? Show off that fresh J you got for Christmas.
Show
buddy.
off the J, Avery.
Got
Do,
the,
do a twirl. A
I gotta
twirl.
be-
Oh, just
Oh,
in
the
time,
king.
y'all.
The king. Let's go, dude.
yeah.
Holy shit, I love it, but you got to be depressed. The second they announced he wasn't playing for the Caps.
It wasn't a great day.
Yeah.
Hopefully
For a few
you can
people.
wear it next season. That's what I'm thinking. What are you drinking? And give us a score prediction.
So I have a great Goose Island double dry hopped here. That
And you're gonna
buddy-
chug that. Respect.
a buddy left it over here, so it's just
Was
Gotta
Bob?
love
Was
the
it Bob?
leftovers, man. The leftovers are the best.
I had to give him a
Pregame.
jump last night, so I dropped off a beer.
All right, there you go. Nice.
So, what's the
Ah,
score
love
prediction, Avery?
score prediction. I think we're gonna hold the Flyers without a goal for a while. I think
Ooh.
3-1. But I
3-1.
think
All right.
the Caps are gonna win.
3-1. You
Love
know,
that.
I really wanted to take a Caps win, but like I said, man, I'm so fucking depressed about West Virginia earlier that I just know we're gonna get stomped. So let's chug it and give our final thoughts and get the fuck out of here. Boxed Cabernet Sauvignon. Not the most
crazy,
ideal.
man.
Oh, Bobcat, your camera open.
Oh,
dude,
no.
I don't know. I'm here. I don't know what happened.
Okay,
It's crazy.
we didn't
to
want to
have
miss a
drive after
shotgun.
this.
He faked
We didn't
shot.
want to miss a shotgun.
Don't
got
say that
serious.
out loud, Ben.
No, it's okay. I haven't eaten dinner.
Oh.
Even
Perfect.
better. So at least you're not going to throw up on your own lap.
Yeah, exactly.
But all right, let's bring it around the table. Let's start with AB.
It's a
Final
late-
thoughts going into the game. And what are you looking at? What are you looking for tonight?
I want another big game from Sammy, and then I will be completely off my Vanacek as starting game one of the playoffs role.
Bingo, Bobcat.
Oh, let's see. Oh, got a little bubble here.
There it
I'm
is.
hoping to see just improved special teams from both teams. The Caps
Both
power
teams?
play. The Flyers PK and everything
Bob
is
wants
garbage.
both teams to have fun.
He wants 1 point from each team.
All right,
And both teams have fun.
sorry for diving in and letting you know that both teams' special teams are balls, but
Yeah.
both teams' special teams are balls. That's it. Fuck it. Next.
So whose collapses first? The Caps shitty power play against the bad Flyers PK or vice versa, the bad Flyers PK.
I think bad. If the Caps were going to figure it out, it's probably against a team that is playing like the Flyers are right now.
Yeah. Ben, it's 7:01. We're going a little late you guys already missed the pregame show with Alexis Shaw probably looking great and Alan May talking about fighting people and Joe being locker. Ben, what do you got for us?
I need Ovechkin to have a big game. This guy's been all season.
Love it. I'm right there with you. 2-goal game by Ovi, big saves by Sammy and Avery. Our guest, man. We're going to let you in the episode here in the live show. What do you want to see out of the Caps tonight?
I got to agree with Ben. I want to see Ovi goals.
That's all we care about.
Yep.
Ovi goals for life. So there it is, guys. Thanks for tuning in to another Caps Happy Hour live pregame happy hour show. We need a big win. We need to keep climbing there, and we'll see you on the next one.
Just hope both teams have fun.
Both teams have fun.
Fuck you, Bobcat.